Yo, what's up, boys? Today, I got a story time about a spoiled brat who tried to steal some guy's dog when he was taking it for a walk. It's an absolutely insane story, and I figured you guys would really enjoy this one. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the video, boys. Alright, so I was on Discord the other day searching for video ideas because I'm completely out of them, and I came across this absolutely crazy story on one of those kind of like story sharing channels on a Discord server. I DM'd the person asking like, hey, can I use this story? And explains that I tell stories on YouTube. He said like it was really no problem as long as I did not say who he was, which I assured him that I wouldn't since I never do on this channel. I always change the names. So the person whose story this is 14, and we're gonna call him Dave. Now, Dave has a dog that I'm gonna name Bella for this story, and she was one of those, like, dogs that, like, stayed pretty small and was really cute according to Dave, but like everyone thinks their dog is cute, so like I don't know if that's accurate. Jokes aside, Bella was one of those very social dogs that just loved being around people, and I feel like that would be like the best type of dog to have. Now, me personally, I've never had a dog, I've only ever had cats, but if I ever like do get a dog in the future, I would want it to be one of those like small cute social dogs, which is what Bella is being described as. Anyways, one day Dave was walking Bella around the neighborhood, which he does every day as most dog owners do. I do have some experience walking dogs. I walked my neighbor's dog a few times a couple of years ago, and like, yeah, that was pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. But I wonder what it would be like walking a dog every single day. It would probably get pretty boring after a while. But I mean, I don't know, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's fun every day. For any dog owners watching, please let me know the answer to that question. I would really appreciate it. So Dave's walking Bella, right? And part of his route where he walks her is a little park with like a field and all that stuff. And I feel like every single time that I go to a park with like a big field, there's almost always several dogs there. I don't know, I guess that's just a common spot where people take their dogs. Anyway, so they're in the park and Dave notices two older teenagers talking on a bench, as well as a few kids playing some sort of like a tag game together, clearly having fun. And like, good for them. They're having fun. That's always really nice to hear. There's also this one kid who appeared to be by himself on the swing set, and I'm just gonna say, if everyone else at the park is clearly playing together, clearly having fun, and you're by yourself, it might be time to work on your social skills, buddy. Like, I feel like that needs to be said. Dave doesn't really pay attention to the kids, as like, there wasn't really a reason to, but he notices movement out of the corner of his eye in that direction, and when he turns his head, he sees that the kid who was just on the swing is now full on sprinting towards him. Now, Dave doesn't really know like what to think, as you don't expect little kids that you don't know to be sprinting towards you at parks. So the kid, who looked to be around like 7 or 8 years old, comes running over, right? And immediately goes down onto his knees and starts petting Bella. Dave was pretty relieved. He didn't know why he was stressed, but for some reason he felt kind of anxious when the kid was running towards him. But now that he sees that the kid, he just wants to pet the dog, Dave felt better and even thought that it was a little heartwarming seeing the kid so happy with his dog. Bella seemed to just be loving the attention too, which made Dave even happier. The kid, who I'm gonna call Kyle for the story, asks Dave what the dog's name is, so Dave tells him that her name is Bella. Kyle excitedly says hi to Bella, and she seems to just be like loving the attention, which again, Dave thought was pretty heartwarming. Around like a minute later, Dave politely told Kyle that he has to continue his walk and said bye to him, like just trying to be nice. But Kyle's mood instantly changes from a smile into a sort of like angry face, and he says something that I don't think Dave expected to hear at all. I certainly wouldn't have expected it if I was in this situation. Kyle yells at Dave, "You can't take my dog away!" Which obviously like kind of startles Dave. Listen up, Kyle. It's Dave's dog, not yours. I don't know why you would say that she's your dog. Like, what, you think just because you're petting Bella for less than 2 minutes, she's all of a sudden your dog instead of Dave's? Like, I'm sorry, dude, that's just not how it works. If that was the case, I would definitely claim my neighbor's really cute dog. But again, that's just like not how it works, because it's his dog, not mine. So Dave is obviously just stunned by what Kyle just said, and the only thing that he can think to reply with is, "Excuse me?" Which, like, I can't really think what else he would say in that situation if a kid that you've never met tells you that your pet is actually his. I don't really think you'd know how to respond to that either. Kyle, I guess, thought that the "excuse me" meant that Dave didn't, like, hear him or something, because he repeats again,
"You can't take my dog away!"
Again, Dave doesn't really know what to do. Just to make sure that the kid, wasn't joking or something, he says, "Wait, did you just call Bella your dog?" And Kyle replies with,
"She will be once you give her to me, so give me the dog!"
Bro, I seriously just don't get this. Why do you think he's gonna give you the dog? She's his dog. He's not just gonna give her to you. It doesn't matter how much you like the dog. She's his, not yours. Get over it. That is pretty much what Dave was thinking, so he politely tells Kyle, "Look, I get that you like Bella, she is an amazing dog, but you need to understand that she is my dog, and I'm not simply just gonna give her to you because you like petting her." I know some of you are gonna say stuff like, "Oh, I wouldn't have been so nice," or "How's he being so nice to this little brat?" But Dave mentioned that the reason he was being so nice to this kid is because, if a little kid is screaming or being annoying to a teenager, people think, "Oh, what a brat," and kind of leave it at that. They don't really care too much. But the moments that the teenager yells back at the kid, they're immediately the bad guy in the situation. It doesn't matter what the context is. You're still the teenager who yelled at a little kid. People are gonna view you as the bad guy. There were other people at the park, so Dave didn't yell at Kyle. However, Kyle did not like what Dave told him about the dog being his and not his. Wait, no, that's really confusing. His and not his. I'm sorry. Let me try that again. However, Kyle did not like what he was told about the dog being Dave's and not his, because he screams, "Give me the dog!" and grabs Bella. Obviously, you don't grab other people's dogs because A, it's not your dog, dude. Put it down. And B, they might bite you. I'm pretty sure dogs do not like getting yanked off the ground by people that they don't really know. They're probably gonna defend themselves. If you forcefully grab a dog that you don't know, don't be surprised when it bites you. However, I guess that Bella was a really well-trained dog because she did not bite Kyle, but she was still squirming a little bit and looked very scared. Obviously, this made Dave extremely angry because he angrily yells at Kyle to put his dog down. He wasn't scared of yelling or looking like the bad guy anymore at this point. He was just worried for the safety of his dog. Honestly, in this scenario, I don't really feel like Dave would have looked like the bad guy, as this little brat literally grabbed his dog. I think everyone's gonna understand what's going on. At least hopefully they will. I swear, if I was in this situation and people took the kid's side, I would lose my mind. Alright, I'm gonna pause the story time for just a moment. If you've enjoyed this video so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below saying that you subbed. I'll respond to every single comment. Also, if you got a story that you want to send in, the links to both my Insta and my Discord are in the description. Feel free to DM me on either platform. Now let's get back to the story time. Anyways, so Kyle's holding Bella, right? And he decides that, you know what, he doesn't really want to give her back to Dave. He really wants to keep her because Kyle, this absolutely spoiled brat, starts trying to run away with Bella. This kid is actually trying to steal someone's dog. I just don't get the mindset behind that. You're literally ripping a pet away from its owner. How entitled do you have to be to think about stealing someone's dog and be like, "Hey, you know what's a really good idea? What if the next time I see a random person with a dog, I grab the dog and run off with it? There, a brand new pet. The owner definitely isn't gonna do anything about it." I just don't get the mindset of stealing someone's dog. And it kind of makes me wonder, what is this kid's parents like? If I had to guess, his mom's probably a Karen or something, because only Karens could raise a brat this entitled. Keep in mind that the whole time, Bella's really scared trying to squirm out of this little kid's grip, and I honestly just feel so bad for the dog. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't understand why this kid that she initially liked was now running away with her. She just must be so scared. Luckily, since Kyle is 7 or 8, Dave is able to catch him and tries to kind of hold the kid in place so he can't run away. And since anyone would be furious at this point, he starts yelling at Kyle, "Why would you run away with Bella? She's not your dog. You need to give her back. Why would you do that?" And this absolutely spoiled brat responds with,
"I don't know, I just want to keep her."
Now, obviously, that's a pretty stupid answer, and Dave feels like he's gonna full-on scream at Kyle at this point. But before he can do so, the two teenagers on the bench that I mentioned earlier walk over to where Dave and Kyle are, explaining that they had seen the whole thing, and basically straight up tell Kyle to give the dog back in a very angry and serious tone. They appeared to be older than Dave by around a couple years, so probably around the same age as me. And I guess Kyle is more intimidated by 16-year-olds than 14-year-olds because he gently puts the dog down and she immediately runs to Dave, which yeah, that's actually pretty cute. The fact that she ran right back to her owner. It's also pretty nice that despite literally trying to steal the dog, Kyle gently put her down instead of just dropping her or something. I'm not defending Kyle by any means here. I still think he's a huge spoiled brat, but I can at least respect that one thing about him. So Bella runs back to Dave, right? And not even a second later, Kyle just books it out of there. I don't know if he was embarrassed or scared of the older teenagers or what, man, but he was just gone. Dave thanks the older teenagers for helping him get his dog back, and they're like, yeah, no problem, anytime. And then he just walked right home. Didn't even continue with his route, he just walked right home. Dave continues to walk his dog every day, but he says that nothing similar has happened since then, although it was apparently only a couple weeks ago. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today's story. If you want to listen to more story times just like this, I got an hour-long compilation on screen right now. There are some insane stories on there, including a kid who spanked the principal.